Well, the first time we actually did see you around the world was on the Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young Deja Vu movie, and at the point you were a soldier in Iraq.
Yeah, I was in the Marine Corps at the time. Well, I just got out at the time. Just a couple of months when they called and asked me to do the film. So I was fresh out of Iraq.
Yeah. So that must have been an amazing experience, I guess, both on a positive and a negative level for you. You would have gone in, with all good intentions, but it was, pretty different when you got in there, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. We all went over there. We were 19, I think, when towers fell. So we all go to war with these great intentions, and even the first tour when we invaded Iraq, felt like we did something great. And then second tour, we went back to take Ramadi again, and it was just another ball game altogether. And we just started kind of feeling bad at the end of the day about some of the shit we were doing, So
yeah, with the stories that we were seeing on television compared to what you were seeing over there, how different was it?
Well, I don't know. They were pretty good about. They showed just about everything, which is kind of bugs me that they show every single thing that happens. And a lot of things happen in the fog of war that maybe the world doesn't need to know about, just because it's not something you want to even have in your head, But it was pretty accurate. It was just a cockfight, just like you guys watched on TV. We just go out, pick a fight, take 5 casualties, go home. That was it. That was the mission. It was just kind of stupid, I guess. A bad idea,
Yeah. I guess thanks to the fact that we now have things like Fox News and CNN, we also had the first war that was played out on TV like it was a sports match.
Yeah, it was almost like a reality show or something, or Desperate Housewives or something. People could tune in every night at 9 o'clock to CNN and watch an hour of you're right, just like a television show. It's pretty neat.
Yeah. Well, you had a form of escapism in music. Yeah. It gave you the chance to be creative and to channel everything that you were feeling back into the songs you were writing.
Yeah, we had a little guitar over there. Gunny Tracy was his name. Came from some other unit. Came with us right before we left for Iraq, and he's a really nice guy. And he hid my guitar on this box of stuff going over, the food going over. He's like, I'm gonna hide this in here, so when you get there, you can have a guitar. I'm like, well, thank you. So it was really neat. Every night we'd get done with a mission and sit around and play. Maybe have a fire or whatever. Maybe we could sneak some booze and sit around and just have a good time and play music. And after a while, that started to become this outlet for me, and I started to write songs about the regret of the things I was doing, and the guilt, some of my good buddies who didn't make it, and the guilt of why did I make it, So I wrote all these tunes, I never really shared them with anyone, but it was just this therapeutic almost outlet, So I wouldn't say it, I wouldn't vocalize it, and I was a leader. I had these guys to worry about. And if they lost the ambition at all, we would all get killed, So I couldn't whine about it, but I could get my guitar out, I could bitch all day, and then go back to work, And it wasn't until I got home that I got a call from Mike Saray, who was a journalist with us in Iraq. He said, "Hey, Neil Young, I showed him some of your footage. He really likes it, and he wants to have you in this movie." And at first I'm like, don't mess with me. Who is this? That was a prank call or something. And I didn't know if I was, let me think about it. I don't know if I'm ready to share that, I'm proud of my Marine Corps heritage. And there is no nobler a duty than to grab a rifle and stand in front of somebody else, whether the president's a prick or not. There's no nobler a duty. So I felt terrible, like I don't want to capitalize on this, and I don't want to dog anybody. But so I talked to him some more, and I met Neil and played with him. And I realized this guy really genuinely loves these guys on the ground, and his politics and his political war is not with the guys fighting, it's with the idiots sending the boys over there. And I thought, what a great guy, So I played a few songs with him that I'd written over there, and the rest is history, I suppose. But yeah, that's how it happened. Well,
there's this remarkable scene in the movie where you're playing with Neil in a hotel room, and he's sort of like the backing guitarist for you. That must have been like an out-of-body experience.
It was very weird. It was like 9 a.m., and so I'd driven up from Cincinnati, which is about 2 hours to Columbus, and my buddy with me, my little brother, and we drive up there, we're all excited, and I'm wearing the nastiest outfit. I just got done doing a roof, so I had this nasty whatever, and I get there, and they're like, come on, we got to go right now. I'm like, well, I need to change. Nope. So we go and knock on the door, and Neil answers the door, and he's like, you know, I'm going to hear this song. So he puts on his iPod and listens to the whole thing, and he looks at me like, for 3.5 minutes. And I'm just standing there, you know, ready to piss myself. And he takes it off. He's like, let's jam it, man. So we sit down and, you know, and here I am. I'm telling him how to tune his guitar. And he's like, I got it. You know, I was just so nervous, but we played it, and I couldn't believe I'd only played it alone. And Neil he's a badass. He just throws this. It was really cool. Yeah. And he made it really easy on me. He's a great guy, you know.
Yeah. Now that is a reality show.
Yeah, I know, right? I should just travel around, you know, play with all different guys. It was a dream come true. It really was. And I could have died that day happily, but that was just the beginning, you know. And here we are, you know, we're still doing it 2 years later.
Yeah. So you've left Iraq, you've come back to live in the United States. Obviously, the aspiration at that point, the career path, wouldn't have been, you know, being a recording artist, I would imagine. How did Vapor Records then come along?
Well, we shot the film, we shot the footage for the film, and then, you know, a year later, I just went around, you know, at the bar every night saying, I play with Neil Young, and I play a few gigs here and there. And then I get a call from Vapor, from Bonnie, and she says, hey, we want to have you out at Sundance to promote this film. And I was like, wow, that's really neat. So she calls back and says, you're going to play with Neil at Sundance. I'm like, oh, God. So, you know, we had this whole plan. So we went out and did the ASCAP showcase for the film. And I'm playing Rockin' the Free World, and Neil and Graham tapped me on the shoulder in the middle of the song. I turn around like, oh. And if you watch that video, I'm genuinely surprised. Because before we went on, they're like, you know, we're not going to get up there with you. We're going to announce you. We're going to birth you, you know. And these guys jump up there with me. It was freaking unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know?
Crosby, Stills, Nash and Hisle.
Yeah. That's funny because we, after the screening at the theater there, at the premiere, we all went up and did a Q&A after, and we all had to pee really bad. So we all go to the bathroom together, and it was lined up, Crosby, Stills, Nash, Young, and Hisle, and I'm going, wow. And I'm like, I want to call someone while I'm peeing, like, you know, right now, I'm pissing with the boys, you know. But that was just an unbelievable experience. And all those guys, every one of those guys from CSNY, and the entire crew and staff from Vapor and Neil, everybody, just the coolest dudes. There wasn't a prick among them, you know. It was very nice. It was kind of surprising. Yeah. But that was it, man. That's when Vapor said, hey, we see some potential here, and we're going to release this record and help you out. So that's where we are now.